Hey everybody, welcome back to Wilson Builds. If you're new here, I'm Zach. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's video. We're back on the 29 Roadster. It's gonna be a really exciting video today because we're putting the body back on the chassis. There was a couple things stopping us from doing this. I had to actually wet sand the body and we re-cleared it. I got my buddy Manny, Sacred Hands Pinstriping, to pinstripe the firewall so it wouldn't be a pain to pinstripe it when it's on the car. So check him out. He's at Sacred Hands Pinstriping on Instagram, and he did some really killer work on my firewall, and he will be doing the rest of my car as soon as it's ready. But anyways, guys, I'm really excited to get this body on the frame, so let's get into the video. All right, so I don't have a lot of help today, so I'm gonna attempt to put the body on by myself. Maybe my old man can come help me, but gonna get the car in a bit better of a position, roll it forward and kind of this way so we have a bit better of range when we go to move it. So, okay, I think that's about okay. I put a strap in the middle of the body, and I'm just gonna lift it with my crane. If it gets sketchy, game over. So we'll see how it goes. So I did put a strap in the middle of the car. I don't know if you can see it from there. So I'm gonna try and lift it. If it gets sketchy, full stop. We're gonna rethink of how to do this. There is a couple things I have to do before. I'd like to take the shifter off. Actually, that's it. I just gotta take the shifter off because that's the only thing that kind of comes through the floor. So this is gonna be our final position. I'm gonna actually move it way closer to the body, but I'm just gonna see how sketchy this gets. So we just moved back down, tried it. This isn't long enough, so we're gonna rig up something. And I voluntold my dad to come help, so he's coming to give me a hand, but it's gonna work out. All right, so that's actually a lot easier than I was expecting, to be honest. It went right in where our body mount holes are on the frame. And yeah, we had to teeter it, sideways and back and forth, but we ended up getting it really good. So I'm just gonna make it official, put our body mount bolts back on, and then we'll work on putting the shifter in, maybe hinging our trunk lid and putting our latches in. And just the little stuff. I'd really like to get the windshield on, so that's gonna be last though, so I don't get sidetracked with my ADD brain. But first things first, let's get all the mounts on. All right, so I took a couple minutes and cut out a gasket. Hopefully it's decent enough. It's kind of thick is the only problem, but should work. Okay, I guess. Yeah, not too bad. I don't have bolts for these bolts, or I don't have nuts for these bolts, so I'll have to wait to fasten that down, but pretty decent. So we might as well put the taillights on as well, because this back piece is really decent actually, and I don't think it needs to be wet sanded. Only some, I mean, the paint's not show car paint like I've already said, but it's good enough to where I'm not too worried about it. And there's just some nibs in some of the areas that I want to get rid of. And this back panel is not one of them. All right, now for the signature piece, our chopped windshield. I'm actually this is like, I've been waiting all this time to do this especially. All right, fingerprints off there. Now this gets kind of tricky doing this because you kind of have to have both ends in. So I'll take the wing nut off here. It's just like, it's probably a two-person job, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. So there's a couple little things left. We might be able to get our chrome rings for our headlights by tomorrow. So if it does happen, you'll see them in this video. If it doesn't happen, well, you'll see it in a coming video. We also have to attach the door lower sills. I just have to give them a quick coat of clear coat, and then we'll put those on tomorrow as well. But for right now, I'd like to put our rad support rods on. So I built a little mount. It doesn't attach to the radiator, it actually attaches to the radiator shell. So I built a little mount that we're gonna have to put in there and then put these on. But first, I'm just gonna give these a good clean because they've kind of been sitting in the garage for a bit while we've been painting. So there's a little bit of, I can just feel there's a little bit of overspray. So I'm just gonna quickly run them through with a Scotch-Brite or probably an SOS pad, a little less abrasive, and get them all shiny, and then we'll put them on. So traditionally, these rad supports would come and there's a little prong that comes off the radiator. But since we're not running one of those radiators, we just made our own little bracket and it will go right here and hold them. Because realistically, the radiator would be held at the top and at the bottom. So it would support the grille shroud in that way. But, oh well, this will give us support for our grille shroud and we have enough support for our radiator from the brackets we made. So this will actually work out pretty good. I need my Allen key for this, wherever it went. All right, now that we have that all set up, we can get these guys on. These are from Roadster Supply, and they look awesome. This is stainless. Here we are. Now we can put our sill step in. So these have to hook under and then go over from what I remember. So I'll try to get that established right off the get-go. Yeah, there we go. And it lines up pretty decently here. So I don't really know what screws to use for these. I got these tapered ones, and they look kind of okay. Hopefully the door will close with them. Luckily enough, we had all the supplies we needed. So let's get these on. We're definitely going to get more bolts for the other side, but we have clear coat on that anyways, so I'm not too worried. Nice. Little gap down here, but we can fix that. The door lines up, closes and latches. Nice. Okay, so I got most of the stuff that I want to get done tonight. It's Halloween, so you could probably hear my dogs barking because people are at our door. But we have to put our other door sill in. We have to get a line from the radiator to the overflow, and then from the overflow just dumping them wherever. And we have to go pick up our headlight rings from the chrome shop. So we'll get all that done tomorrow. It is Friday, so will be another later upload, I think. But shouldn't be that big of an issue. But we'll get all that done tomorrow. So we'll see you tomorrow. All right, guys. So it's the next day, and we're going to start checking off what we need to get done that we wanted to get done for this video. So I have my door sill piece ready to go. It's all, if it doesn't fall there, it's all clear coated and ready to be put on. We have our headlight rings back from the chrome shop, and we have our overflow tubing for our coolant overflow tank. So I think might as well start on the door sill and then move our way forward. We'll do our overflow, and then we'll put these on last and get a good look of realistically what it's going to look like finalized, because we're not changing anything else. This was the last thing we needed to get chromed for kind of the firewall forward. So let's get into it. All right, now we're ready to get the overflow line working. It's gonna be a little bit challenging getting this end over. I think if I just, oh no, there it goes. Nice and snug. We just have to find a nice way down. I think if I don't really want to, I'm definitely not going to do that, but I definitely like to get it more hidden. Maybe through here. All right, so I think I'm going to just bring it through here and nicely zip tie it there, zip tie it down here, and we'll bring it up like so. I'm going to cut it right there. Yeah. All right, so we just got our clamps on, but I don't really like the tail there. So when we take this off to get pinstriped, I'm going to roll that forward, because if I cut it right now, when I take the radiator cap off, I might slice myself up pretty good. So we'll just have to rotate it when this is off, and more convenient to do so. I also got the one on the bottom. Now we have to route the bottom. So that is the pipe in there is around the same as this. So it overflows. And then this guy goes up about halfway. So if it really overflows, it'll start dumping the coolant out of this pipe. So either, we could just leave that and let it drip on there, but I think I'm just gonna route it just a bit into there, so we'll always be safe and it might look a little better.
Okay, so there's our setup. That is just a nubbed one, obviously. It's just in case it overflows, which you never know if it will or won't. But that'll work pretty good. Looks pretty decent down there. And can't see it too much from up here. So happy with that. All right, guys, now for the really fun part. And I'd like to thank Victoria Plating for getting this done so quick. And I mean, going as far as even chroming hardware to hold these in. So these are our headlight rings. I had no idea, but old headlight rings are brass from, like, I guess, I don't know when they stopped, but that was really interesting fact to learn that they're brass. I always thought they were just stainless, but they did a really good job of these, and the turnaround was really quick, and I am super excited. These look so much better than what we had. So I'm gonna go ahead and start getting these on. I guess I'm wearing a good shirt for this today. I don't know if you guys can see that. Chrome won't get you home. My loser machine, that was a complete fluke. Hopefully the guys in the chrome shop didn't see it or just found it funny. But anyways, ramble. Let's get these on. All right, guys, so we're gonna go a little bit further with our reassembly. I'm gonna put the steering column in, the steering wheel, the dash, and then I think that will be it, because everything's gonna have to come out in the next couple of videos. Gonna be repainting the steering wheel, repainting the steering column, refinishing the bracket, getting the steering to work, and so this will actually have to come out. So it's kind of pointless putting it in, but I can't really help myself right now. I just wanna see how everything fits and see how everything looks kind of finished. We're going to be doing a new seat in the next, I guess, month or so. This seat is just not, it looked cool when we were in the mock-up stage and everything wasn't shiny and nice. But now that we're in the shiny and nice stage, I want a better seat. I mean, I might as well, I'm going to be sitting in it a lot. So I'm going to get LG Speed and Custom, Lee Grant, to build me a custom seat. And yeah. That will basically finish the interior, besides me building our side panels, or maybe I'll just get Lee to do it as well and kill two birds with one stone. Anyways, guys, let's get the steering column in and see how everything fits. All right, everybody, I'm gonna call the video there. I am beyond stoked that we went a little bit further and did a full kind of reassembly. We can kind of see what we need to do now for interior and carpet and the dash and so on and so forth, and just little bits also around the car. So I am beyond happy with where we got to today. Hopefully you guys are as well. For a car that was pulled out of a barn, sitting there, rotting, rusting, and turned into this, I could not be happier. The car was in Washington, maybe Arlington, or anyways, in Washington. And when I saw the car, it looked very poor, and I saw so much potential, and this is exactly what I envisioned, and this is the coolest, definitely the coolest
version of this car that since I've owned it, obviously. So, you know, we started with the body and then got the chassis from Victory Rod and Custom, and then put the body on the chassis, and that was pretty cool. And then we started putting it together. Then we got the motor in, and that was pretty cool. And then, yeah, we turned it into this. So I'm beyond stoked. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for following along the journey of the Roadster. We still got a lot to go, but this was a huge win. Anyways, guys, if you saw something you like, dislike, something I can improve on, if you want to see something specifically done to the Roadster in future videos, please comment below. And I'd love to see what you guys think of the Roadster, so comment that as well. And while you're down there, don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And don't also forget to hit that notifications button so you know when we're uploading, which is every single Friday. But I am beyond stoked, guys. So I'm going to sit here for a bit and visualize driving this thing down the road. And we'll see you guys on the next video of Wilson Builds.